Welcome to Alternatives and Options, and in today's episode we'll be taking a look at... Wait, who are you two? And where's Tyrell and Avery?
Oh, well, Tyrell and Avery are a little busy studying, and they asked me and the interns to help cover this episode.
Wait, we have interns? Wait, us? There's more of you?
Yeah, we're both really excited to be here, and while Avery and Tyrell study, we decided maybe that we could do the episode over alternatives to help with studying.
Okay, hold on. You're new here, so you probably didn't know, but I already have an idea for today's episode.
Oh, well, Tyrell said you'd be okay with it.
Of course he did. Well, do you know what to say?
Yeah, don't worry, I've been practicing. This episode, we're going to be looking at alternatives to help you with studying.
Alright, so do either of you have a plan for how to do this?
Well, what if we looked at the psychology behind studying and went from there?
That sounds solid.
Ooh, I have just the frensicle.
One of the most important aspects of studying is memorization. But how exactly does memorizing work? First, the brain obtains information from the environment using your senses. This activity is short, lasting at most a few seconds. Then we move to either short or long-term memory. Short-term memory is when the brain stores information temporarily so that it can be repeated, such as remembering a set of numbers while working on a math problem. Now for long-term memory. When long-term memories form, the hippocampus takes information from the short-term memory and begins to change the brain's neural wiring, allowing for those memories to be recalled easier and more often. And these new connections stay as long as they remain in use. So, when thinking about something to help with memories while studying, what if we use pictures? Since the brain uses what you sense in order to begin storing memories, if we give the brain more to take in, like images as well as questions, then maybe it'll be easier to memorize.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Well then, I guess the rest is history.
I'm Jay Barnett, and today we will be asking people what they do to help them study.
My name is Claire, and I use sticky notes to keep myself on task. Write everything out over and over and over again, just repetition. That's how I study.
I will just isolate myself in my room or go to like the third floor of the library because those are like the quietest places I can find.
I like to use a planner and I just grind it all out.
I'm really bad about like flipping pens in my hand while I study, and it just kind of helps keep my hands busy while I'm reading.
Honestly, I usually fidget with my pencil. It's like something I'll like will press a little tab on it with my mechanical pencil.
I have 2 Neato Nice Cubes, and they're the love of my life.
I mess with my hair a lot sometimes. If I'm like just kind of like if I'm like reading the book, I'll be like this, and it's like.
I got these Amazon like clicker keys, and they're my favorite things. I have an emotional support cat, and she always sits in my lap when I study, so I kind of pet her.
It looks like a lot of people use something to fidget with to help them study, so maybe for one of our alternatives, we can get them something to fidget with. I'm Jay Barnett, and that was Jay's Junction.
Well, we have 2 pretty good ideas, but I feel like we need one more.
I definitely know someone who could help with that.
Well, take it away.
Let's talk about how sound affects the brain. We all know that sound travels through the air in waves, but when sound waves reach our ears, they are converted into electrical signals by cells in the inner ear. Upon reaching the brain, the electrical signals are processed in a place called the auditory cortex, which lets us recognize what we're hearing. Now, for how that affects the brain, well, sounds have the power to create deep emotional responses within us, whether it be through memory, instinct, or the feel. So here's an idea. If we use relaxing music while studying, maybe that could help with keeping calm and lead to better studying.
Hey, not bad.
Then I guess that's the game plan.
Welcome to the Hack Lab, and today we have 2 very special contestants. Welcome to the Hackademy.
Class is in session here at the Hackademy, and today Tyrell and Avery will take a series of tests in various subjects. The catch is, one of them, Avery, will get to use the alternatives we picked out today in order to help her academic endeavors. Let's see if these hacks help her come out on top.
Welcome to history class. Today, you guys will be taking a history test, and we're going to be testing your memory.
For this first test, Tyrell and Avery will have 1 minute to study their study guide of various history-related questions before taking the test. However, Avery's study guide has an added bonus of our first alternative, pictures. Will these help her lock in her answers?
My game plan with studying was going through first reading each one of them individually and taking the key points out of each one, you know, like if Napoleon is mentioned or something like that, or if something that stands out within each sentence, taking those points and memorizing what each one was in the order that they were, because I was assuming that the test was going to be in the order of the STED study guide. So if you can remember the order and the same points there, then you have a better chance of remembering things that stuff went on.
30 seconds.
Okay, so my first strategy was to read each sentence slowly so I could really take in the information. The pictures were just there. I didn't look at them hardly at all because we only had a minute, so I was focused on getting keywords from the sentences.
All right, your 1 minute to study is now up. So now I'll give you guys these tests and you will have 1 minute to take the test.
I've already forgotten everything.
On paper, it wasn't hard, but when it came down to things like numbers and stuff, it's a little more challenging because those don't get fully ingrained in your head as opposed to like bunnies.
Okay.
It was bunnies! I couldn't remember the animal!
During World War II, a Great Dane named Juliana extinguished a bomb by
Peeing on it.
Let's go. Dubs.
Star.
Probably already winning.
famous conqueror Napoleon Bonaparte was once attacked by a horde of what?
Like what, Avery?
I can't remember.
Like what was it? They were tiny little bunnies, okay?
Andrew Jackson had a pet what?
I boofed this one. I put a cat.
Parrot.
Parrot.
Wow, I'm sure because you had a picture of a blatant parrot on there, that really helped.
Or because parrot's obvious.
It's, have her explain that, chat.
How many people out there do you know who have pet cats? A lot. How many do you know who have parrots? That therefore that's a weird thing, therefore it sticks in your brain, therefore.
Okay. Also, you know, I'd like to
don't even lie, because that's exactly what you said your strategy was.
Okay, no,
was to pick out specific things and things. You don't even have an answer right now.
I don't like her anymore. She's so bully.
And now what's the next one? What's the next one?
All right. The shortest war in history lasted how many minutes?
Because I also know you got this one wrong.
I got this one wrong.
Because it was 38 minutes.
And I put 85.
And guess who got that? Me.
What's the last one?
The most infamous serial killer was accused of killing over how many young women?
650.
680.
650.
Oh my god. Wait.
Looks like our winner is a tie.
Oh! Welcome to math class. Today you're going to be taking a math test, except one of you are going to have a slight advantage, and you're going to have this Rubik's Cube.
What a great advantage.
This next test will require Avery and Tyrell to answer as many math problems as they can in a short amount of time. However, Avery won't have to brave it alone with our next alternative. Will it help her keep her cool?
Okay, so my strategy, because what you want to do with those sort of tests is legitimately select the ones that you know you can get off the top of your head and skip the ones that are remaining and such.
My strategy was to jump around and answer all the easy ones, but then I had this Rubik's Cube in my hand that I had to move the whole time, so I kept giggling at the Rubik's Cube. In a test of speed, in something that is a time limit, having a fidget in your hand does not help.
All right, the results are in. Avery, you had a score of 47 out of 100. And Tyrell, you had a score of 57 out of 100.
Yeah, let's go!
Congratulations.
I mean, we both failed.
10 more is not that much better.
10 more on that is better.
It's not that much better though, and I had a disadvantage because I got distracted by the cube.
You got a disadvantage? The whole point is that you get an advantage in this.
Well, then we're saying that this is not a hack, this is whack.
I'm not denying that point, but I'm also saying so are your math skills.
Welcome to class, and today we're going to take a spelling test. You'll have 1 minute to study your study guide. One of you will have music and one of you won't. See how you'll do.
For this final test, Tyrell and Avery will need to try their hardest to memorize words before their big spelling test. However, Avery will get to make use of our final alternative, music, while she studies. Let's see if this lightens the load of her literature.
Okay, my strategy for it is, since we are only seeing these words for the first time, the way that I thought would be the best method would be a form of memorization, right? Since a lot of these words, unfortunately, when like sounded out, can't get you to where you need them to be. Remembering key things like ubiquitous has a Q in it. So knowing where the Q stands with that, knowing the letters that come afterwards, you can figure out that the ubi part goes there, thus making the word ubiquitous.
You know, the music did help, and I feel like it made me lock in and forget, you know, the people around me. My strategy was first to write down the word and then break it up into like chunks so I could help remember it a little bit more. It doesn't work if you only remember one of the chunks though.
All right, it's time to start your spelling test. I'll call out the words and you can write them down. Okay. Number 1, ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous? Can I get the definition?
No. Your next word is rambunctious.
Rambunctious? I think I'm right. Shit, I don't know, bro.
He's thinking about Avery because as soon as she said, I think I'm right, she lifted her head.
You go, I think I'm right, and she goes.
You were a cheater, bro. You had to be a cheater in high school. That's some cheater mentality, bro.
Okay. Ulterior.
I didn't even get this far on the list. Studying.
How are you gonna grade this? Is it one letter off or boofed? Then I have 0 points.
Hemorrhage.
Hemorrhage?
Yes.
Kelkels.
Okay, sorry, I thought they were easy, okay? I thought they were semi-easy. And I'll give you guys some slack. If you missed 2 letters, you can still count it.
No way.
Okay, Tyrell, you got an 8 out of 10.
Dang, you said mine first, so I lost.
And Avery, you also got an 8 out of 10.
Oh!
It's a tie.
Okay, tiebreaker. Wait. How many of them? Okay, without the penalty, what is it? Because now I'm actually curious.
Without the penalty,
without the handicap.
I remember. Without the handicap, I have a 6 out of 10.
I don't think I need to share that answer.
Stop out.
I put it.
Well, that was interesting. With school out though, let's see how we did. Starting with our first alternative helper, the pictures. It seems like those didn't work out so well. With so little time to study, there wasn't really any time to look at the pictures. Now for a fidget toy, it's a little up in the air, but for Avery specifically, it didn't work out. It seemed to just be a distraction more than anything. And finally, the music. This seemed to actually work a little bit. Having music on allowed for a more relaxing cramming session. However, the test results didn't exactly come back the best. It looks like at the end of the day, you're better off actually taking time to consistently study rather than try to cram everything in a short period of time.
Well, it looks like our alternatives really didn't work out.
I guess nothing beats actual studying.
Well, at the end of the day, I'd say you all did a great job taking over the episode. I'd be absolutely elated to have you back on the show in the future.
Really? Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks!
Well, want to end this off?
Yeah, I'm Caden Patrick.
And I'm Gabe Lozano.
I'm Josh Oswald.
I'm Jay Barnett.
I'm Jaden Varner.
I'm Cassie Ford, and you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching
Alternatives and Options.
Northwest Campus. We're in 80-mile-per-hour winds right now. We've never seen winds like this before. We might die.
Because I can, unlike you, the ones that you deem hard, I deem easy.
I'm Cassie Ford, and you're watching Disney Channel. No, but